Welcome back to my farming simulator logging channel. Today, thinking I'm just gonna get some of this wood cleaned up here. I got a lot of stuff sitting around, and I feel like loading some trucks today. I'm gonna get this pile that I'm working on here processed. Because we have this pile over here, and the one I'm working on in this area. We might not get this far as getting trucks loaded and hauled out, but I wanted to get this pile here done because it was kind of blocking the roadway. You can kind of see how the trees would have been out in the road there. So I want to get this processed here, and then I downloaded a wood chipper mod, and I want to give that a try. So once we get this cleared out here, I've been mulching my the tops of the trees, all that stuff. I've been mulching that. But what I'm thinking is I'll pull the chipper around, and I can put a grapple on and start feeding it into the chipper, just for fun. Do something different. That's pretty much the way I've been playing this game, and I talk about it just about every video. Just keep doing what's enjoyable. It's tough to make a video when you're not having fun playing the game. I had played quite a bit, and I had a lot of episodes pre-recorded up until now. I haven't played in a few days, so or at least I haven't played on this map or done anything that I felt like it was worth recording. So actually this tree here is one I'll just toss into the pile over there. I guess the point of what I'm trying to make here is I haven't been doing anything that was interesting, so I had to change it up because I wanted to wait and kind of knock down a ton of trees, which I do have quite a bit here knocked down. There's a lot of there's a few truckloads of wood here on the ground. So I do have quite a bit of stuff to haul out, but that was my point. Was I wanted to have a lot of stuff to I wanted to have a lot of stuff to haul out of here, but I've got to the point now where I really don't have much interest in keeping going that way. The fella buncher, I really had big plans to get all the way to the base of the mountain over there, but as of right now, I'm just not interested in it. So in order to keep it fun, I think it's time we start hauling some trees out of here. I'd be curious to see too. I haven't been selling the wood, but maybe I'll start hauling this stuff back and loading it on the sell point and seeing how much money we would have made if we were to sell all this. Ooh, just got a lag spike there. So I guess that's a good reason to get some of this stuff hauled out. It must be this pile of stuff here interacting with that pile there behind me. We'll get out of this area. I gotta get this machine back down to the first landing area. That's where my grapple is, and then we'll pull the log truck in. I wish this machine here went a little faster. If I had a 2-speed, a second gear or something that I could click into. I think last episode we kind of did some cleanup on the landing there. We made some room so that we had a space to get the log truck in. I have one ready to go, log truck, and I'll be able to pull it right in here and get loaded up. I bet you there's probably 2.5 loads there anyway. Kind of neat to see it all stacked up. That's why I wanted to get more cut up and on the ground, just because I like to see all the piles laying around. Makes it feel like you've done something. When you're kind of cleaning it up as you go, it's you always got these little piles, and it's like it just doesn't seem as cool, I guess. I don't know what the right word is. Not much excitement in it. You see all these piles on the ground, there's a little bit more excitement. So once we get this grapple hooked up, we'll go get the log truck and pull it in. I'm going to back it in right in this little lane right here, so I don't want to get in the way with this. Just stick it over here for now. Guess I could have left it running, but I have to run out to the end of the street here. Now, one thing I wish they would add, or maybe it's in the game, I just don't know how to do it, is an option to have like a dump truck and a bulldozer or something, and then you can dump some gravel in here, and you could spread some gravel to build yourself a nice road. Because right now I'm going to be driving this truck in pretty much through a mud field. I mean, this truck doesn't sink into the mud anyway. You can drive it pretty much anywhere, but it doesn't help the realism. So, but if I had the option to spread some gravel through here, I would. Truck seems a lot longer once you get it pulled in onto the landing here. So, let's see if I can get this where I want it. Whoops. Not paying attention to which way I'm steering. And that's not terrible right there. We'll see how that works out for us. Because I'll throw this in the back bunk, and then I should be able to sit here and hit the front bunk. The other tough thing about being first person in the cab here is you can't see the tracks. I just caught, yeah, you can just barely catch them out of the corners down there. I wish there was a little bit of an easier way to see your tracks, but that's the problem. That's why they should have come out with rather than a completely different VR game, they should have added VR support to this game. I don't even care if it's VR support, but just to have the option to, or I mean, I guess when I say VR support, what I don't care about is if it's 3D or not. Because when you're playing a game and you're essentially, you need double the computing power to run a game in 3D, the way the VR headsets work, or at least that's my opinion, or my understanding, I should say, of how it works. It's not an opinion on that. I just believe that's how it works. So the way it works is, obviously your eyes are separated by a couple of inches. You have two different viewpoints, so you'd have two different camera angles, one for each eye. So essentially, you'd have to, if you had your graphics settings set for your one, let's say 1440p or 4K monitor or whatever, it would actually be 4K. You'd have to be able to run Farming Simulator pretty much twice. Once for each eye. I don't think it's quite that complicated, but it takes a lot more power to run the games like that. So that's why you can't just throw a headset on. But if it was 2D, you could just play the same thing in each eye. You'd be looking at a flat screen. But ideally, you'd be able to spin your head and you'd be able to look around or lean forwards and have the camera move forwards. That's all I'm looking for. when you're sitting in a machine here to be able to move your head around the machine. Like I should be able to just turn my head here and look at the pile somehow. But I can't. I know there's things like eye trackers, which sounds stupid to me. I'd like to try one to see how it is. They just seem kind of weird to me. Like they don't. It doesn't seem like it would work. We're hanging around our log piles here too much. I see them. They're just that one in front of us there. It was a pretty neat pile, that one right there, but it's just there's a log underneath that's kind of sliding around. I almost just tossed this log here away, but I figured, might as well just toss it on. There it goes, kind of causing me a little bit of a problem. That angle I was just sitting at is a little bit tough to load from. Let's see, I really want to get these loads as full as possible because it is a long drive back to the sell point. I mean, I could add one, but what's the fun in that? I actually have an excavator I was messing around with I call it a base game excavator. It's not a base game excavator. It's a mod. Come on. Oops. Sometimes it's better to just give up and grab a smaller grab. Anyway, it uses a bigger grapple, and my goal was to set it up so that I could unload the trailer with one or two grapplefuls. Do it a little bit quicker. We'll see it when we get over there. I just had to up the weight on the machine so that way it wasn't tipping over every time I grabbed a big load of logs. There is the big loader in the game here, but it doesn't. It's just like all the other base game crap. It doesn't work right. When you're grabbing logs, it's always a problem. See if I can separate some of these logs here and make it a little easier for me to get a little bit of a pile. If anybody has any questions for me, this would be a good time to ask them questions that would want to be answered in a video, because I'm recording this on a Monday night and it's going to be uploaded on a Tuesday, meaning I don't have, like I said, I don't have any backlogs, so if all goes well, you'll be getting your answer on Thursday. Hopefully I'll be able to record some more tomorrow night. Maybe get a couple episodes done, but if you comment before, say, 4 o'clock tomorrow, I'll probably have a answer for you in the video. Not like people care about my opinion, but might be interesting. This is a terrible angle to be sitting at to load this. I don't know what I was hung up on there. I think the log was just glitched through the grapple. See if I can get this one back to this side. I'm definitely not the fastest loader, I would say. But at least I feel like it comes out fairly clean. Get into a better position here. That way I can kind of see where the logs are going. If these piles would stay neat for me, it'd be a little bit easier. I mean, sometimes I'm the one that causes a mess. I'll bang a tree or something, but like right now, there should be no reason why when I grab that load there, that all these trees shouldn't be lined up, but it always seems to be that way. So I'll have to grab them, kind of straighten them up. I don't have to, but it just makes it easier to get them on the trailer when they're nice and straight like this. It just takes 10 times longer to load up a truck, that's all. And then I end up with stuff like this going on where I get a log that's not in the right area. Frustrating. Frustrating stuff. And then I go to straighten it up, and the logs stick together. And they don't fall out of the grapple. What are you gonna do? It's a video game. It's supposed to be fun. Stop complaining about it. Generally, I still do have fun, though. Even when I'm struggling, it's still good. See if we can get a couple more logs here to just sprinkle on the top. Separate these out a little bit. Just a little bit close to the truck here. Hard to tell what's going on when the logs get way up in the air. Look at that. Just what I wanted. Yep. Maybe we could sprinkle a couple on the back there, too. So judging by how much we got here, I would say there's probably 3 loads on this landing here. There we go. Pretty full load. Now we'll head back to the mill here, and I'll show you the excavator that I modified. I'll zoom out here. We'll get a bit more of a wide shot coming out of the woods here. Oops, hitting a pile of wood. Jeez, my game doesn't like hauling these logs. It's a huge pile, I guess. Either that or it's just loading the new area. Might have to back down my graphics settings. Oh, you know what? You know why? Oops. Going off-road. What's going on here, I think, is I got a second monitor plugged in. Generally, when I play, I turn off my second monitor. That way I get the best performance I can. And I forgot to shut it off this time. That's why I'm lagging a little bit. I'm going too fast here. Just trying to get back to the mill. I got that pile of wood there. That was from my last hillside series. That's where I was dumping it. I'll take this all the way back though. The excavator is that I got is too heavy to. It's really too heavy to move with a piece of equipment, so it almost goes through the map the way it is now. I'm going too fast for this. For this big load of wood here. It's kind of top heavy, knocking me around a little bit. We'll see how much we got here, though. This is I'm literally in the back corner of the map. That's why it's such a long ride here. This is a part of the map that doesn't get shown much, but we'll pull up right here so that way we can unload it with that excavator over there. I'm gonna sell this wood I got in here. That was 38,000. I'm gonna save the game before we unload this real quick. So this is the excavator here. It's really kind of unrealistic. This is like a deep depth excavator. That's what the boom is for. The cab actually slides out so you could pull up to the edge of a foundation and you could, or whatever, a big hole, and you could dig deep in and haul dirt out. I'm using it for something a little different here. I'm using it for these to be this log unloader here. Now, what I found though is it's pretty much impossible to do this from the cab because for one, the cab camera angle sucks, but two, like, I'm obviously so far away. Oops. So we can just grab this pile here. Wish it wasn't swinging so much, but that's what happens when you're far away. It's funny how far this thing can reach, though. It's really too heavy, like, on its own to extend the boom out all the way. If you were playing on console, though, these mods are the closest thing to the FDR mods. These, I believe this excavator grapple pack is on console. And you can put these on, there's a regular case excavator. Obviously, still not without its flaws. I say these are the ones to use, and then I end up with a log stuck like that, but can't have everything. I said close to the FDR, not just like it. There we go. Ideally, I would have a machine like the that green one. I can't think of the. I'm not sure what the brand name is. Senborg, something like that. Maybe. You'd have something like that. That's a little bit more realistic use case than a small excavator, but if I can grab this one little log here. There we go. Let's see how much we got for that, because I'm hoping it's I'm hoping it's like 70,000. That was a heavy load. It'll probably be like 60 something, but yeah, 67, almost 70. Well, we're gonna wrap that up here and call that an episode. See, this is the machine here. I got that big extension arm. Maybe we'll find something different to unload, but I do like having a bigger unloader here. I got this Hitachi. I could switch to that. Sometimes I feel like the grapples just aren't big enough, though. Good practice, though, to use it, because that's what I use to load the truck, so it's good to use it to unload, too. But we're going to call it here. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.